Hello everyone. Today I have something maybe cool, maybe not, but I am going to have a random word generator generate a word for me to practice my speaking skills. Well, this is just a random app. You see it? I borrowed my mom's phone. A random app or maybe website online that generates a random word for you. It's just a fun thing to do to practice somehow your speaking skills. So let me tap it. Number of words 1. Hospitality. And then you're gonna speak about it about 1 minute or 2 randomly about anything. So let me think. Well, alert. Official alert. This video is not organized. It's gonna be in chaos. I know it will, so I have to warn you first before you stay tuned. Hospitality. I think people in the countryside somehow received a more hospitable perspective from people that they possesses a hospitality towards people in the country. Many people have an assumptions that country people or people living in rural areas will have more kindness and less sharpness in their ways of communicating or in their ways of interacting with others. People assume or perceive that people living in rural areas have maybe simpler thoughts about lives. They live lives more simply, they live lives more relaxedly or slowly, not being affected by the hustles and bustles of the cities. Because of that, they may possess a hospitality that welcomes people towards their inner circles, really puts people at ease when communicating to them. Okay. Post thought. Post speaking thought. I mean it's like kind of deep, but like I do not have enough explanations for it, right? Or maybe I do have, but I hope it does make sense. Well, let's practice some more. Okay, I kind of like this. Random words. Resignation. Okay, I think people may write a resignation letter because they are unsatisfied about their work or their current profession. Especially now that we see a lot of people in Gen Z, or in other words, people born in around 1996 to 2012, they has a more comfortable work ethic and they demand it. Like they wanted a utmost, or let's say optimum work environment for them to develop and to grow themselves in. So that's why whenever they feel a little bit unsatisfied about their work environment, they may write a resignation letter to move to another company. Well, this is very moving generations that I feel like people are now want it more from their work environment, want it more from the companies themselves, because Generation Z, I believe, has really talents about different aspects. Not only that they're good at what they are working in their work professions, but they also can do whatever is outside of their working professions to excel in their work environment. That's why they need an optimal work environment to grow themselves in. While this also poses some concerns about this generations, but the reasons for their resignations letters may be the aforementioned. Okay, I think this is worse. Post thought. I think this is worse than the previous one, right? Anyway, next. Well, another alert. I mean, what I say in this video is pretty random and it's not so organized, so it may have some one-sided or not full perspectives of me in the answers because it's kind of short, and I also did not think that so through. So please excuse me for that. Let's generate another one. Weakness. I think this is easier. I hope so. One of my weakness is disorganizations of ideas. Like what I am now doing is trying to organize ideas in my head to talk them out of my mouth in the most organized way, because I think I have not practiced my communication skills as well as my speaking skills long enough or in a sufficient way to organize ideas in an understandable or comprehensible ways for the audience to hear. Sometimes it's too disorganized that people may misunderstand what I was trying to say or may misinterpret my thinking, which is not a good thing to interpret. So that's why now I try to improve my weakness to have them improved. All my shortcomings, when the shortcomings are improved, then I may be a better version of myself. Post dot. This is dumb. No, I should not say that, but my answer is kind of dull, right? Anyway, let's continue. Spread. Got ideas, by the way. COVID-19 has spread all over the world for the last 4 years. It has now been less prevalent in Vietnam, but back in 2020 especially, millions and millions of people were infected and died from this deadly disease. COVID-19 spread across the world, nationwide, worldwide at such high speed that it affects every citizens of every nation. It affects every industries like tourism, fine dining, agriculture, and especially works or professions that requires people to work face-to-face instead of remote work. That's why it has been a trend since COVID-19 emerged in this world that people are now more intended to work remotely and more open to that kind of working environment, because it does not require much interactions, real life interactions, and they can also improvise to work their best during remote environment from their house. Okay. Post that. Why is this? Why is this? Oh no. Okay. Anyway, I can fix it right away. Okay, random word. Why is it in Vietnamese? Let me check it again. Okay, it's routine. Let's try. Orbit. The Earth is a planet in the solar system that orbits the Sun, the star of our solar system, the nearest star from our beloved planet Earth. Other 8 planets in the solar system and one dwarf planet also orbit around the sun. The sun is the center of our solar system that holds the weight of the solar system. It creates a weight that makes other planets attracted by the gravity of the star. So other planets orbit in an oval shape around the sun. The nearer the planet is, the shorter the route is. The farther the planet is, the longer the route is. For example, on Mercury, 1 year is just 88 days on Earth. But around in Neptune, 1 year of that will be equivalent to around 164 or even more years on Earth. That is insane. If you want to be 1 year old on Neptune, for example, you may pass away on Earth already. Okay, it's lower, but okay. Pawn. What is pawn, by the way? I think it's like a character in the chessboard, right? If it is, I think it is. Let me try. A chessboard consists of a number, because I don't remember the number. A number of characters. They're pawns. They are the castles, the bishops, the knights, the queens, and the kings. They all are all the contributors to a great chessboard game for you and for me to enjoy every time we have some leisure time, every time we have some time off or away from work or studying. Chess is just one way for us to enjoy our leisure times. It's one way for us to spend our time away from work and studying. The pawns in a chessboard may seem very useless because there are plenty of them, but they has little functions and they die or they are kicked by other characters very easily. But they are the fence, the ultimate optimal fence of other characters behind them. The pawns, to me, I think are the bravest of all the characters because they are the ones who shield all the other important characters on the chessboard to their fullest self. They devote themselves to the enemies first, for the others to give a second thought about what they are going to steer their directions towards. The pawns are there to protect the kings. The pawns are there to protect other characters as well as providing a shield from the enemies. Next. What is impound? I don't know what impound means. Let me check. Impound means mean what? To legally take it away from its owner. The police might impound your car if you were parked in front of a fire hydrant. Sometimes a city will impound a driver's car after they've accumulated many unpaid parking tickets. Impound, so to legally take something from you. Okay, so for example, should I say my teacher impounded my student card to prevent me from going inside the schoolyard because I have been under many detentions? In other words, premature. Okay, so So some people are considered immature, premature, or some policies may also be considered premature by other politicians. For example, the Fukushima nuclear wastewater is now reported to be released in the Pacific Ocean by the Japan's government. This has raised concerns and stirs many debates among the media. People were concerned about the environmental impact of this release, of this decisions from the Japan's government. A lot of politicians from South Korea also consider this as a premature policies because more or less the release of the nuclear wastewater into the oceans will disrupt the marine ecosystem there down in the oceans, and it will also poison the marine creatures there. This will not only create barriers and a hazardous environment for the marine creatures, but it will also affect humans themselves, ourselves, because we eat or we consume a lot of fish, as well as we use the ocean water for many of our activities, for example, and it will affect our diets and our health in the long term in the future. That's what many critics or many skeptics of this policies said about the policy. It's premature. Empirical. You see it? What is empirical? Empirical means based on what is experienced or seen rather on theory. Relying on experience or observation, usually without regard for system and theory. Oh, I like this. So for example, you can say they provided considerable empirical evidence to support their argument. Experiential, it's a synonym of this word. And another sentence may be theoretical physics is criticized for producing complex concepts that are empirical. Okay, so maybe I can try. Empirical evidence, yeah. In a debate, sometimes, a judge may judge on the accuracy or the quality of your arguments. An argument of a speech maker may be empirical when there are not so many statistics or explanations provided for the argument itself. It may make the argument less authoritative and less reliable for the audience as well as the judges to hear. Empirical evidence will not furnish your speech with strong ideas and a strong base in the judge's heart, which will decline or decrease your score down. That's very simple. Another before we end. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna generate it. Wait, why is it? It's loading. It's recovery. Okay. So I have been affected by COVID for the last 3 times. 3 times. And each time I had a sore throat that was so hurt that it doesn't allow me to eat anything normally. My mom said I has an innate disease or an innate problems with my throat. That means I do not have a strong throat like other normal people, because that's my innate kind of thing. That's why I need to care more about like caring for my throat. And after my COVID recovery, that's the word. After my COVID recovery, I am always glad to bounce back from that disease, because COVID really tires my mind. But sometimes it does bring me some benefits, because during COVID, I do not have a lot of I am not supposed, let's say that, to do a lot of work, because I want to preserve my physical health across the period of being infected. I don't want to work so much, but at that time is when I got the inspirations to do some work, or the inspirations to keep on being consistent with my habits or something similar. Oh my gosh, it's very crazy, right? I think that's it for today. It's like 30 minutes, and it's 10:30 p.m. I need to go to bed right now. Maybe I'll do something before it. Prepare the textbooks and the notebooks for tomorrow. And thank you for your watching. This is diary. I think I will let this in my diary, not post it publicly, because it's very chaotic, and it's also very chaotic. Yeah. For the 8th of September 2023.